Take two.
So I accidentally played a voicemail and I leaked their phone number in full, which is not that's generally considered a not cool thing to do.
They don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just explaining because okay.
We had questions of last episode regarding the one Shafrillas, and we've got some answers. And Braden tried to play them for you guys, and they accidentally revealed the phone numbers.
Yeah, that's my bad.
So we're this is take two.
Oh, I heard you were talking shit about Trey Phillips, and I just gotta say, I don't really take disrespect from my goat like that, and I hate what you've been doing, man. Your podcast is rank. I tune in every week just to make sure it stays the same, and it does, man. And
It's true.
I can't defend him right now, man. But we can meet up. All right, there's a McDonald's on Logan. Okay, we can go there. We'll meet
I like
there.
McDonald's.
Okay. All right.
To replay this message, press 1. To go to the previous
I wonder who that was.
Message deleted.
Mystery
Previous
mail.
message sent by 204.
Yeah, we got another number. I'm gonna speak so I cover up the number here.
My name's Ryan. I'm calling from the city of Winnipeg Water and Waste
Oh.
Department.
Oh, that's just a job. That's just a job interview they wanted me to go to. That's just a job interview they want me to go to.
It's not important. Give me your damn Modelo.
For fellas, don't make me laugh, dude. That guy's a bitch, man. Dude, don't make me laugh, man. Fuck sure fellas, dude. Man, fuck that guy, dude. Man, sure fellas. Man. Man, fuck that guy, man. Seriously.
I agree full-heartedly.
To replay this message, press 1. To go to the
Fuck Shafrillas, man. Fuck him. And
So,
that's the
yeah,
mail.
So that's the mail we got.
Well, those are pretty good responses. I think this is the first fan voicemail that we've gotten on
Yeah.
the podcast thus far.
Two voicemails.
Two, yeah. Plus some worthless guy.
It was from the water. So I did go to that job interview, and I was escorted out after 2 minutes
Yeah, want to tell them why?
because I don't have a personal vehicle.
Womp womp.
I applied to be a seasonal meter reader, and maybe I didn't know. Maybe let me turn this down. Maybe
Are you sure it wasn't posted on the job
in my
application?
defense, I didn't.
Did you not look it over?
I didn't look over the whole job application
See,
because you got to see it from my perspective. I've applied to so many jobs over the past year that I don't even waste time looking at the application. I just look at the title and then I submit an application, because if I look through every application, I would have applied to probably half the amount of jobs I've applied to.
see, it's
So I
kind
just
of
have to.
it's kind of a paradox because when you hear about all these like job application places, they're like, "Oh, the trick is not quantity, it's quality." So they want you to spend like 10 minutes writing a cover letter for each and every job you apply to.
It's
But-
bullshit.
And when you're in a situation like Braden's, it's like,
No, that's not.
You'd actually go insane.
I'm Bardo.
like how many jobs do you think you've applied to in the last year?
I mean,
Probably at least 1,000, huh?
it's definitely somewhere in the hundreds. I don't know where, but it is in the hundreds,
Like-
for sure.
What do you think would happen to your mental health if you had to
If I
write
had to
a cover
read-
letter?
If I had to write a cover,
Do you look through the job applications fully?
I never wrote a cover letter. The whole time I've been applying for jobs, I've been using your cover letter.
With my name?
No, I took your name out, but that's
Okay.
pretty much the only thing I really changed around was the jobs you went to and your name, and then everything else I took.
Didn't I write in mine that it was for a job place though?
Yeah, well, I read it.
Did you
Obviously.
take that out?
Yes, I took that
Okay.
part out.
Okay.
I mean, it's been edited so much that it's a ship of Theseus situation. Like, it's been changed so much that it no longer is the same cover letter, but it was
Well-
your cover letter.
You should let me look it over after this.
No,
Okay.
you can if you want. It's not interesting.
There's a thing I could help. I've done a few of these.
Man, I've had more jobs. I've been alive longer than you.
I've had more jobs.
I've had more prestigious jobs.
That's true.
I worked for the government of Canada. I was actually an agent.
Yeah, you worked for the
I have-
secret intelligence.
I've worked for 2 governments in my life. I've worked for
Puerto Rico,
Manitoba and Canada.
Guantanamo jail.
Actually, I was a federal employee. I've had a storied past. One time, for those who don't know, the Canadian government actually emailed my boss at one of my jobs. Emailed my boss and asked my boss personally for content to be removed from our company's website.
Okay, give them some context.
Well, no, because I don't want to give context because I want them to be curious and ask.
Mm.
I want them to ask, and then maybe next episode I'll tell them about it.
You gotta put the bait on the
I
fish
gotta
hook.
put the bait on. That's my
Yeah.
little worm.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what I'm saying.
and you know what? It was actually not the federal government. It was it was the Canadian Army.
Wasn't it the RCMP?
No, it was the Canadian Army. It was like some captain emailed my boss and was like, that should be taken down."
Did he give any reasoning?
I think it was disrespectful and inappropriate, and I don't know. But
You weren't breaking a law.
no, I wasn't breaking any laws. That's why they couldn't force it to happen. But
You'd think they'd know that.
yeah, well, I'm sure they did. I think they just didn't like the disrespect, is what it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're mean to if you like shoot a mean look to a police officer, they'll like kill you.
Is this evidence? Is it true?
It happens.
It happened to you?
Live longer, you'll see.
Mm. So, you might be thinking that the viewer might be thinking,
Your beer is very stinky.
it's not stinky.
Modelo's are really gross.
Modelo's are delicious. Then why do you want it so bad?
I just wanted to try it, but it was kind of yucky.
It's a cerveza.
It tastes like very concentrated pee-pee.
How would you know what piss tastes like?
I just imagine.
It's a Modelo Especial. That's delicious. It's delicious. Mexicans love Modelo.
I'm sure they do, and they have every right to do so, but
And you're saying they're stupid.
yeah. I was pissed because I went to the LC today and they don't have mud shakes, and I'm pissed about it. We might have to ditch the LC and go to Tux.
Tepec, Mexico.
I don't think our viewers speak Spanish.
Ciudad de Mexico. I wasn't speaking any Mexican. Brewed in Tuxtepec, Mexico. That's
Yep.
No, actually, I was speaking Spanish. Okay. Brewed in I don't know. It was made in Mexico. I know that much.
Yay.
There's actually a number of decent Mexican beers.
Yeah?
Pacific, Modelo. There's one that's like Lone Star or something, or like Lucky Happy Star, or like Big Star.
I love Lucky Star.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this?
I'm trying to find out. It's Prosecco, I think.
Well, then if it's Prosecco, it's sparkling white wine.
Yeah.
It's got sulfates in it though. It's
Is that bad?
semi-sparkling wine.
Is sulfate gonna kill
Vino
me?
frizzante is sparkling. I don't know.
What is sulfates? I'm scared now.
Sulfates are just like sulfur and like ash and brimstone,
Like poop?
like poison.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then.
Kind of tastes disgusting.
You don't like sparkling wine?
No, I do like sparkling wine. I just don't like wine in a can.
Hmm.
It's welly.
It's kind of welfare, but it was only $2, so.
$3. So we do have comments. We've got comments, and we've got actually as you know, it's tax season, so we've got the podcast's expenses and income reports here.
Fuck taxes, man.
Well, you know what? This is not something.
Why do I have to do them?
You
It
can
takes
see
so much time.
You're seeing what the numbers are looking like here.
Not good.
They're not good, and we will get into that a little bit later. But we're gonna ignore that for now.
Is this the announcement of our GoFundMe?
No, I'm not e-begging yet.
Not yet.
I don't think that there's a justification for it as
Well,
of yet.
maybe once we show them the numbers.
Maybe once we show them the numbers, they'll understand why we need to.
Buy me a coffee.
It's not.
Buy me a mud shake.
Can you go to my Ko-fi, my coffee? What's that? You know that site? It's like Coffee, Kofi.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever donated to an online creator?
No.
What about Dakota? What about Cyrant?
I donated to Dakota once.
How much?
I don't remember.
How much?
Oh, I also donated to Popcorns and Binkies. If that
Well, that's
counts.
not barely. 'Cause that's like someone you know. Well, that's someone
That's
you
an
know.
online creator.
Yeah, but that's someone you know in real life.
It's not a person. It's
You've
an
met you've
organization.
met the lady who runs it.
I donated to the organization. A
Yeah, but
person.
aren't you
No.
isn't she like a family friend?
What?
The Popcorn and Binkies lady. I
No.
thought you know her.
No.
No? You've met her a bunch of times.
No.
Your mom talks to her on the internet.
No.
Yes.
What are you
You
on?
you talk she was a part I could have swore that you knew of them somehow. Or
Mm.
met them. Who's that rabbit lady you knew then? What's that about?
Oh, that's Crafty Anastasia. She was on
Mm.
Facebook because
Mm.
when I'm
Mm.
gonna get emotional. When my rabbit died,
Yeah.
my mom like went out to them to get some memorial
See,
picture frames and
I
stuff
thought that was
made.
Popcorn and Binkies.
No,
That was my mistake.
this is a woman.
I thought they were all the same thing. Well, Popcorn and Binkies has women.
Yeah,
Some of the rabbits are women.
but they have that Crafty Anastasia had a rabbit too, and then it died like a month after mine, and so we were comforting each other.
What was
It was pretty
what was
nice.
her rabbit's name?
Um, I'm bad, I can't remember. But it was I felt nice that I was able to return the emotional
favor.
support. Yeah.
It's so what a world we live in.
Hmm. But she was the one who informed me of Popcorns and Binkies, so maybe that's where you're getting that from.
Oh, for the viewers, I was not. I just saw that looked on the video. That was
For
not
those who are
touching his penis.
confused, Popcorns and Binkies is like
Rabbit
it's like a little critter
orphanage.
shelter.
It's a
It's-
rabbit orphanage.
It's a nonprofit in Winnipeg that fosters a bunch of creatures that no
Critters.
one wants, like guinea pigs and rabbits and
Creatures
rats.
that nobody wants. You say creatures that no one wants, like it's like
Well, because they
just
don't.
nobody wants rabbits or chinchillas.
Well, because they won't accept them really at like Humane Society.
Well, part of the thing that happened in the city is just outside the
That's all
city.
about Selkirk.
Just outside the city, there's a. For those who don't know, I'm sure most of the viewers do know, but there's like a small. I guess it's a large town, Selkirk, and somebody went and released 40 rabbits into the city, and then the rabbits just started running around and breeding. And Popcorn and Binkies was trying to rescue them before they starved or got eaten by monsters or died in the cold.
And they've all kind of inbred, so they all kind of look the same.
Well, rabbits have a lot of genetic diversity.
Yes,
so
but
it's
they're
sort of
all
complicated.
they all look vaguely like Rex or lionhead rabbits. If you guys, I'll show a couple pictures. This is one of my favorites. His name is Fry.
You gotta.
He's
click
got
on
the colors of Fry
You
from
gotta hold it.
Futurama.
You gotta hold. You're just too bright. You're too bright. Well, holding your hand behind it's not gonna. It's too bright. There you go. See, they can see it. They can see the rabbit.
So that's Fry, but you can see he's kind of like
They got a big fuzzy
a
head.
big
They
lion
got a
head.
big fuzzy head.
This is Prancer.
Getting too close to the mic.
Kind of a similar thing.
They're all kind of look the same.
So they're all kind of inbred,
They're not inbred. That's not a fair.
but they're very cute.
They're not inbred. That's
and
not.
if any of you want to donate,
Yes,
you'd be
they're
helping
not
out some
inbred.
sweet little bunnies.
They're not inbred. Don't plug them. Don't plug them on my show.
And if any of you want a bunny, they
don't,
give them away.
No, don't plug them on my show.
They're a non-profit.
Don't
and we're
plug-
not giving them money.
Don't plug a nonprofit on my show
Okay.
unless they're donating.
My message could save a little bunny.
Unless they're paying for Modelo's, don't plug them on my show.
Okay.
You can plug them a little bit. You can get one more plug, but it's gotta be quick. You got 10 seconds.
There's also a black rabbit named Leela from Futurama. That's
Okay,
it.
you can't say anything. You can plug that. I want to edit it out.
Okay.
So you want to donate to rats and dogs and baby cats and stuff.
I find it really funny that humans are just like, yeah, let's keep rats as a pet.
Dude,
For most of human history, that was like, don't do that.
remember Hatalia?
Yeah.
Remember how kawaii Canada was in Hatalia, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, did you ship America and Canada, bro?
Yeah.
Did you ship Germany and Italy, bro?
I had a friend in middle school that was really obsessed with Natalia.
I know who that friend is.
Yeah. And they moved to the States and then drew me as Hatalia Canada. I felt really strange about it.
Who were you shipped with in the drawing? In the drawing?
Well, it was me and Peyton together. We were both like Hatalia Canada people.
Well, that's not harmful.
No, but it felt strange to
It
have
wasn't ship art.
fan art drawn of you.
I've had fan art drawn of me.
Have you?
Yeah, I have a fursona.
Really?
I've told you this. I told you there's a Bardo fursona crow out there. So a friend of a friend drew me as a crow, and it's my fursona as a crow, and it's like me as a crow.
You should show the audience.
I
this.
don't. I don't. Well, one, I don't know if they would be okay with me doing that, and two, I don't remember. I could find the image pretty easily, but I don't know where it is, like off the top of my head.
Maybe next episode could be the furry episode.
We're not doing a furry episode.
No?
We'll have furries on.
Will we?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
We've had a furry on.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know his name. No, I'm
No, I didn't think so.
no, but he'll know.
We've only had one guest on the
Yeah,
show.
that's
so
why I said that, because I
I
thought
was
it'd be
like,
funny.
I don't think.
Because if he ever listens to this part, he'll be like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm saying he is if they're not gonna know who the guest is. The guest is Richie. That's who I'm
Everyone-
referring.
Everyone
that's-
listening knows who
that's who
Richie
I'm
is.
Not everyone.
No?
Not asbestos.
Are they not in the Discord chat? Okay.
Asbestos is one of our many fans.
hmm
I've just realized that might actually. No, because I can't. No, because if I say, I know exactly who they are. I know exactly who asbestos.
Okay.
So, basically the issue is in Canada right now is Trump is throwing a bunch of tariffs on us.
Well, actually, it's
so-
Mark's
Well,
economy
actually,
and his
well,
socialist
Trump did the
policies.
tariffs first. So Trump is putting all these tariffs on us, and they took all the American liquor off the shelves. Which, if you know me, I don't give a fuck because American liquor tastes like fucking piss. American vodka and American bourbon is dog shit.
So basically, Trump did a little and
Oh,
it made my
so-
tummy feel a little sad.
Trump did a thing.
They took away
Mm.
my yummy coolers.
Trump did a thing, and well, not a good thing. I
It took away my yummy beer from my gremlin hands.
No, the beer is still there. The American beer is still there, but the Saskatchewan Liquor Commission, once again, if you're an American viewer, liquor is controlled through provincial commissions in Canada.
No one cares about Saskatchewan except Chapel Roan.
Yes, but if the Saskatchewan Liquor Commission starts taking beer off the shelves, that could happen in Manitoba. And you know what beer comes from fucking America?
Oh.
This one.
Oh shit.
We could live in a soon future, where I can't get Coors Light anymore, or Coors Original, or Blue Moon, or
Well, hold on.
this could happen,
So how does this work?
or Miller Lite.
Can you still buy bourbon from like private?
No, maybe.
Like, could you go to Tux and buy American stuff?
No, Tux doesn't sell spirits, but also once again the liquor is controlled provincially, so Tux is allowed to sell liquor, but they sell it through licensing through the province.
Hmm.
Like the province gives out the licenses to sell that.
Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
but if the Saskatchewan Liquor Commission says no more beer, then even private retailers can't sell American beer anymore.
Hmm.
Because that's the Liquor Commission. They control all the liquor that comes. Because alcohol is treated similar to a drug, where there's a commission and control.
I was kind of confused when I first found out what Tux is, because I thought all alcohol in Canada, or at least in Manitoba, had to be sold through like Manitoba liquor places.
Well, if you go to like private retailers, you'll notice they do have like a Manitoba Liquor Mart brand like label, and they have to have that label on their stuff.
But why don't they just have a liquor mart?
We do have a liquor mart. It's a Manitoba Liquor Mart.
Wouldn't the profits be better to go to Crown Corporation?
I don't know. I don't really know the science behind it. I'm just
'Cause if they're the ones buying the stuff.
My point is more that I'm not gonna have a beer that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's Are there any Canadian beers that you like?
Oh yeah,
There's TCB.
yeah, for sure. There's lots of Canadian beers I
There'll
like.
always be TCB.
There's lots of Canadian beers I like. I like Labatt. I like a lot of stuff from TCB. So Lamplighter, Blueberry, the Amber Ale, the Bohemian Pilsner, I should say, the Horseshoe Hefeweizen, and then Torque has some stuff. Farmery's got a lager I like. One Great City's got some good stuff. 1919's all right.
Beer,
Like there's stuff I like, but
beer kind of tastes like piss.
You like beer. You had a beer. I had a beer. I had a stout, and you said it was yummy and delicious, and it tasted like chocolate.
Which one was that?
I had a cranberry. I had a cranberry stout from Trans Canada Brewing that you said was very yummy.
I think I was already drunk when I
No,
had that.
man, you were dead sober.
Maybe.
Because you were eating those weird puff things.
Puff puffs?
Remember when you got
You
those
can't
like?
call me that.
Remember when you got those like puffed puffed dough you got at TCB?
What?
You got
on
like this
earth are you
puffed
talking
dough with
about?
like a bunch of Parmesan on it. It was like a dough. It was like a fried dough, and you had like a bunch of Parmesan on it. You got like a big ass thing of this fried dough while I had a cranberry stout.
Where is this from?
Trans Canada Brewing. At Trans Canada Brewing, you had a
Oh.
bunch of fried dough, and I had a cranberry stout, and you said it was delicious.
Okay, it's coming back to me.
You said it was delicious.
TCB has all right
You
beer.
said it was yummier than a bitch.
They have all right beer, but like all that stuff you drink.
All that
Makes me
stuff.
sad.
You never even had a horseshoe.
Makes me a little
You never even
sad.
had. You never even had a Hefeweizen.
I'm not this. I can't. It's against my genetics.
You don't even know what. Okay, what does a horseshoe? What does a Hefeweizen taste like?
Fascism, probably.
It tastes like banana.
Mm.
Could be yummy. You don't know.
Banana
You
liquor
don't
is very good.
know.
Banana mud shakes is probably my favorite.
When we're having drinks,
cooler in the
when we're
world.
having drinks, you'll take my beer out of my hand and have a big sip. Always.
Yeah, because sharing is caring.
But you don't. If you don't like it, why would you want it?
Because I like to experiment. I like to experiment with each other's beers.
Dude, I thought that was.
You thought I was gonna say body?
I thought that was going somewhere else. Oh no.
That's so wrong. That's
Remember
so
the Joker
wrong.
when he's like, ah!
Do you remember in like 2012 when everyone would say that's so wrong?
I'm scared of the.
That's so wrong.
I'm scared of the Joker.
Me too.
That dude's crazy.
Who's scarier, the Joker or the Jester from Devil May Cry?
The Jester from Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah, when he talks like this.
Just as good as when you're doing the Jester boss fight, he casts a shield, then he starts slapping his own bum. He says, "Just as good as spank your bum, spank your bum."
Yay!
And it's kind of scary. Yeah, it's a little scary. And he's got this big hook nose. It's like if you know a snotling from fucking Warhammer, that kind of looks like Jester. Kind of looks like. Just look up Jester. Just look up Jester on Google Images right now, and you'll see what we mean. Look up Jester DMC3. That's D as in dog, M as in monkeys, C as in C as in country.
Yep.
So we do have our. Should we go through the advice or the expense reports first? I think the advice.
Sure.
I think we should go through the advice. So we've got the advice here. Or well, not advice. Most of them are not advice. Most of them are just questions.
One of them
Or
explains
comments.
quantum computing.
Not quantum computing, just Wi-Fi. So first here, from young Jacobus.
I thought we agreed we were staying anonymous.
No, we did not agree that.
We
I
didn't?
said it was going to be confidential if you email me. And that's Braden.
But then you can't even be confidential when you're emailing.
No, because it's confidential. Confidential is when it's one-on-one. Anonymous is when nobody knows.
So you can only be confidential.
You can't be anonymous.
Okay.
Well, I was going to make...
Okay, Gestapo.
When I was having a shower... Okay, you know what? Number one, we're not talking about Nazis on this show. I'm not Gestapo. I got getting distracted, but I had a Jewish friend in middle school, and he didn't know who the Gestapo were. He thought the Gestapo was like a mafia. Like, he thought they were like the mob. And so
Equally scary.
in GTA 5, we had you can have a crew, and this was in like 2014 or something. And for a month, and I did not create this crew. The crew we were in was called the Gestapo Way. And I did not make this crew. It was my friend who is Jewish, and he's like, I don't know what happened, but for some reason our crew got taken down last night. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then we looked it up. He's like, the Gestapo are the Nazis.
Is this
No, we weren't friends in middle school.
no?
No, we were friends in high school.
Oh. Is it someone I know then?
I don't know. No, you wouldn't have met them. I can't. I don't want to say their name because it's not because it was in middle school. But
Didn't you also have a weird story where your profile picture was like Lincoln Loud
no, no,
dying or something?
no. It wasn't like that, and we're not gonna explain what that one was. But
Okay.
I was for reference, I was 13. So Mo Creatures mod was fucking amazing, says Young Jacobus,
It was really good.
and still is.
I prefer the rabbits in that one to the real one.
I play it on beta versions of the craft. Remember the Mo Creatures green ogre? How he would lift his arms up and then just run through everything.
Why have we never started a Minecraft server together?
You actually got invited to a Minecraft server, but you did not own Minecraft. You couldn't log into your Minecraft, so you never played.
Oh yeah, let me tell the audience about this. So this is
Yeah,
actually so
terribly interesting
it's so
story.
fucking annoying. I bought Minecraft like eons ago when I was like 10 years old, and I guess like they did a whole new like they switched away from Mojang or something.
Yeah, because Mojang got bought out by Microsoft, so your Mojang account migrates to your Microsoft account.
Yeah, and I guess I was AWOL from the emails, so I did not switch over. And now I don't have Minecraft anymore, and now they want me to pay like $50 for this stupid
Mhm.
like craft edition, and I don't give a crap anymore.
I mean, to be fair, Minecraft does have a lot of fucking content in it for like $50. When I bought it, it was 30.
It was 20 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I was playing Minecraft. I was playing Minecraft before they added hunger.
Oh, that no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Because
I did.
you must have been playing like the light version or
No,
something.
no. I was playing beta Minecraft.
Ooh, remember Pocket Edition?
I was playing Minecraft in beta.
Remember Pocket Edition, and you could
I was
put
playing
like
Minecraft in alpha.
the 3x3 gold and then the nether brick on top, and
Do
you
you
light it on
remember
fire.
the old Minecraft demo
Vaguely.
where you'd start in like a swamp?
Yeah, it was the same for everyone. It was the same world, right?
Yeah, but it was like the old demo, like the PC demo, not the console demo.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing, but I played before hunger. I would buy Minecraft.
Yeah, I played a lot of Pocket Edition when I was younger.
I freaking hated Pocket Edition. That shit was cheeks.
It was cheeks to play, but you know what was even worse to me?
They only that you
Playing
could
on
only.
console.
What was the blue flower that they only had in Pocket?
Yeah, that was light edition because
Yeah,
like,
but in
they didn't-
Pocket they only had the blue the blue flower you could only get in Pocket Edition.
Yeah.
What was it called? What was the blue flower?
I don't know, but it kind of looked like a rose. It was
Yeah,
just
but it
blue.
was blue. They don't have blue roses.
Nope.
Not in real life.
They had a couple different like
I mean,
items.
I fucked with Console Edition. I fucked heavy with Console Edition.
I find it horribly obnoxious to control.
It's actually really hard to move this stick forward and
Because-
backward.
You have to press the button every single time you place a block down.
You do on computer most of the time.
Yeah, but you can like hold the button down.
You can hold the button down on console now.
Ugh, no. I don't
So-
know. I just found it terrible.
Our second question comes from Cheesy Penguins 7251.
This guy's a
You still
F
got
word.
numbers in front of your. Oh, never
It's
mind.
got that
never
for
mind.
everyone.
No, not everyone. Oh, Zempi's so yummy. My question is, how do I bunnies for Easter? Thank you.
Well, see, I have an answer to that question unless you
Ye-
want to say it.
You can say it.
Don't buy bunnies for Easter.
You can't buy them for Easter.
That's not what they're for.
A lot of places, a lot of adoption centers actually close the week before Easter.
That's not what they're for. They need exotic pets.
They are exotic.
and they are exotic.
They need to
pets.
fly in jets. They need cryotic mets. They
and room to explore.
do you read cryotic? You remember that guy?
Ooh, yeah, I do. He's a good Minecraft YouTuber.
He's a pedophile.
Is that the guy who talked like this?
Yeah, he's a pedophile now.
Oh, do you remember those videos he used to do
Yeah.
with PewDiePie where they were like animated and it was like
he would talk
story
like
time?
this. Yeah, he's a pedophile now.
Yeah, I really liked him though. I had a crush on his voice.
Well, he probably would have liked that.
Do you remember that video where PewDiePie turns into a duck and then he takes care of him? That was like one of my favorite videos in middle school.
You were gay as hell.
I know.
So I don't know. Do we need to address more to that question, or we do want to move on? Because that is a very irresponsible question. You can't buy bunnies for
Yeah,
Easter.
no, rabbits are bought very often for Easter as gifts,
And then they're given
they get
away,
abused.
or they're thrown in the garbage can.
Yeah, rabbits live, for those who don't know, can live 8 to 13 years usually if they're taken care of properly.
Your
So
rabbit
it's a
lived
long
for
commitment.
13 years.
13 and
That's
a
a
half,
very
yeah.
long year.
Mhm.
Very long time. Most rabbits die at like age 8.
Well, that's like their natural lifespan if taken care of properly.
Well, how old did Mr. Bigglesworth? When did Mr. Bigglesworth die? Wasn't he like 9?
Well, Mr. Bigglesworth died of
He had a
like a
genetic
complication,
issue.
like a.
Wild rabbits typically only live like 4 years.
For those that don't know, Mr. Bigglesworth was a hairless rabbit who
That's
had like
crazy,
a genetic
though.
disorder.
That if you take care of a rabbit properly and you go above and beyond the Call of Duty, you can triple its natural lifespan in the wild. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Just by feeding it and keeping it in a cage.
they've grown to live longer.
They like cages.
Maybe we can learn something from that.
Well, I think they actually live longer if you have. I think they live shorter lifespans
Maybe-
if they're in cages.
Maybe if I put you in a cage and feed you, you'll live in an extra 10 years.
Well, I think it's like you want a mix of cage and free time.
yeah.
The rabbit experts say no cage. That's what the experts say. They say no cage is ideal.
Well, I think it's okay
A
to
little
have
bit
a
of
cage as long as they're let out.
A little bit of cage. Some rabbits actually like being in cages. If it's like comfortable, they don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like when you let Oliver out to play, he would just eventually go back to his cage. He'd be ready for the house to come back on.
Well, rabbits sleep a lot.
They do.
Like I think a good at least 12 hours of the day was spent sleeping as a rabbit. So even if you did have them out, they'd probably spend a lot of it just sitting about and eating.
So here's the next question. This is by Sivant.
I don't think this is a question.
Well, it's a point that he's making.
We asked, for those who don't remember.
We don't know how Wi-Fi works.
Yeah, we don't know.
Hello, friends. Wi-Fi is pretty straightforward. Your device will take a request in binary, the funny little language you guys know computers love. That's the ones and zeros. And segment parts of this binary into packets.
Hold on,
Yo,
what does segment mean?
segment, like you divide it. You take it up into you segment it
Okay.
into packets, yo.
Can't learn with the freaking
I
packet,
learned with
yo.
a freaking packet, yo. These packets are then encoded into symbols that are communicated to your router by modulating a radio signal. You know what a router is, right?
Yeah, that's where the Wi-Fi comes
So
from.
Wi-Fi comes out of. Your router then modulates the data back into ones, zeros, and
What
headers.
does modulate mean?
It demodulates, like it breaks it down. So if it segments into packets, then it rips apart those packets. It rips apart the packets and then turns the data back into ones, zeros, and headers, and communicates that to your modem.
What is a modem?
The modem, modems are often bundled with routers as a single device, but can be separate. The modem then ships that information to your internet service provider through what is most often a physical connection. That's like a big cable. And it is routed through the many pieces of wired infrastructure to its destination. The process is then reversed as the data is received by your device, and that's how a bunch of numbers end up looking like your nephew's Facebook page instead of just, well, numbers.
Hmm.
That was a pretty good explanation.
That is a pretty good explanation, but you know what that kind of read to me?
What?
You know when you right-click on a YouTube video,
What do you mean?
it's like advice for nerds.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, when it's like data for nerds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what? You can't, but you need to. It needs you know. It's
Wi-Fi to me is just where the Netflix gets.
That's where the
comes from.
Netflix comes from.
Yep.
And then when you don't pay the Wi-Fi, that's when the Netflix stops.
Womp womp.
It's basically the Netflix tap. It's basically a tap, and when I
Yep.
stop paying, they close the tap.
You've been
No,
watch-
that was a good explanation, though.
It was pretty good. I just don't know a lot of the things he's talking about.
Well, I think I explained some of them. You
Are
know what
there any-
binary is?
Non-binary.
No, binary. Binary.
That's what the Techno Mechanicus.
No,
speaks
not Technomechanicus.
in. That's how Techno Mechanicus cries.
That's you go.
yeah.
Do you think?
Only Elon can understand
Do you
him.
think Technomechanicus, Elon Musk's son, speaks the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus? He speaks
Yes.
binaric and goes.
I think Elon conceived that boy in the hopes that he would become a Mechanicus.
Apparently, most of his children are actually through like in vitro fertilization, like their needles and tubes and stuff.
I thought he was supposed to be like a natural father.
He does
With 14
IFV. He
kids.
does IFV and stuff. Well,
That's-
no, because most of the mothers of his children are his employees,
Mm.
so he doesn't. They don't want to take the time off work. Yeah.
Strange.
Hey, Chooms. Had a preem gig that went south, and I had to Delta fast. That's not good. Ditched my ride mid-chase, and the city's AI traffic system flagged my plates. What's the move? Ditch the wheels, hack the registry, or bribe some gonks at City Hall?
Mm.
I spoke to a fixer who said they can erase my past for the right price,
Oh.
which sounds like a corporal-grade con. Hypothetically, if I did vanish, what's the going rate on that kind of thing?
Too much.
I mean, we can break this. I mean, first of all, you know, you're gonna want to ditch the wheels and hack the fucking registry.
Your past will follow you.
Once,
Remember Breaking Bad when he goes to Alaska? It follows.
Once NCPD runs your plates, you're not getting that. You're not getting those wheels back unless you hack the registry and fucking Delta with the car. But now you're having to go into NCPD, and unless you have a preem crew, ain't happening. So if I were you, I would go with the. I would hire a net runner. I'd hack the registry and just forget about the wheels. Honestly, cut your losses. And if you do that, I really don't think you need to worry about running town because you think NCPD and no offense, you think those gonks at NCPD gives a fuck about some dude who ditched his wheels? You think they care? No, there's a million cyber psychos who hack them apart every day that they're more focused on. I wouldn't worry about it. So I would say, yeah, hack the registry, hire a net runner, and hire an actual net runner. Don't hire some gonk who just got some fucking cyberware installed in their head. Don't just go through a reliable fixer.
You were saying earlier that you would hardcore become a net runner.
I'd become a net runner, yeah.
Why?
Because it's awesome. Hypothetically, if I did vanish, what's the going rate on that kind of thing? Everything. They'll take you for everything you're worth. You'll be left, you'll be left in the Badlands with nothing but the shirt on your back. Lucky if that. They'll take the cyberware out of your head. Leave you.
I used to think the idea of vanishing was like super badass.
It's kind of gay.
I was like, when I get too many tests in high school,
I'm gonna just
and my
vanish.
mom's being a bitch,
I'm gonna leave.
I'm just gonna fucking drive up to Yukon.
I'm gonna Delta.
And I'm gonna Delta this whore.
Well, I'm gonna air. I've actually thought a few times about
About Delting?
No, about airing people out with my steel, taking my steel and just airing them out.
You need to tell the audience that you're kidding and you're joking.
Yeah.
What if you run for office one day and then it's like, do you want this guy running your country? I was thinking about pow pow powing the public.
He's so loud. That's yeah. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm a joker,
I'm
baby.
joking. I'm joking. They don't care what you say. Donald Trump admitted to molesting people and he won.
That's true. I was really worried when they found
I was
those...
worried he was gonna lose, bruh.
Remember when they found those homophobic tweets that Wob tweeted before he ran
Yeah,
for
they
office?
forgave him. Yeah,
And
I forgive him.
I was like, they're not going to vote for him because the NDP is like woke or whatever. But they voted for him, and now he's like one of the best leaders they got.
I forgive him. I forgive him.
I forgive him too.
He's got lots of LGBT friends. Uzoma's his best friend.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell the audience about the rumor you heard? Where did you hear
No, I'm
this
not gonna
from?
say that rumor.
No?
No,
Okay.
because that could get somebody in trouble.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's
I forget these are real people.
These are
sometimes.
one. These are real people, and two, I am related to city employees. I'm not gonna spread around rumors I hear about fucking public officials in the city. That's irresponsible.
It's a different jurisdiction.
But if you know me in person, I will tell you the rumor. So, yeah, you're ditching the wheels. This is your step by step. Forget about the fixer. Find a better fixer. Hire a net runner. Forget about your wheels. Just get a new ride. If you can get a preem gig once, you can get a preem gig again. The fixer who set you up with that gig, they're gonna think you're a gonk now. But somebody else has heard about the stories, about the jobs you've done, about the gigs you've pulled, about your crew. Somebody else will be willing to get you that gig that can get you back to the top again. Night City is all about fucking upward momentum, brother. It's if you got the abilities, you can get anything done. So now the ball's in your court. Choom.
Do you like Netflix?
How about Netflix and these balls?
Yep.
Do I like Netflix? Netflix is alright, yeah.
Do you watch any shows?
Yeah, man, I watched some shows on Netflix.
Like what?
Cyberpunk, Edge Runners.
Ooh, that's a good one. I've been watching Gretzko.
I feel like you just asked me if I like Netflix just so you could bring that up.
That's very astute of you, and you're correct in that.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a Sanrio tangent. For those who don't know what Sanrio is, it's the company that makes Hello Kitty and associated world. And there's a character called Gretzko, and she's like...
Well, she's not called that.
Well, yeah, her name is Retzko, but she's aggressive because she works this office job that she hates, and she takes her rage. She's very emotionally intelligent, so she takes
She
her
takes her
rage out
rage out on her
in a
boyfriend.
karaoke room, and she sings death metal. And it's the appeal of the show is like it's
I think most
cutesy,
people
but
have
it's
heard about the
aggressive.
show.
And I've been binging it the past week, and I find it really interesting and fun. I think it's a really good show, and I think you should watch
And
it.
what are you learning?
I'm learning about the about what it's like to grow up and to work in an office job, and it's kind of personal for me because I might be working a full-time job coming up in the next couple months. I applied for a full-time position at a hospital recently. I'm kind of nervous for it, so it's kind of helped me bridge that emotional gap.
Yeah, well, Agretzko doesn't make working in an office look very fun, right?
No, she actually really hates it, and most of the show is about her fantasies of leaving the office. But the show kind of makes sure she doesn't do that.
I
So
think
that
a
they don't
lot
have
of
a show.
Japanese people don't seem to like work. They seem to really have a hate on it for it.
I
Which
don't
makes
think
sense.
so.
I think they do. Think about all the anime.
Yeah, well, it's escapism.
Yeah.
But, like
But I'm saying think about all the anime where like a critical plot point is that your boss is evil.
yeah, it's definitely more popular of a narrative than in like the U.S. I think.
In the West, our narratives are like, what if your boss was your best friend and he was handsome?
Yeah.
What if your boss was dope? What if your boss was Michael Scott?
The biggest turnoff for me in a movie is when like if it's a movie about a girl and it's like meeting the man who's like a business owner or like a
Mhm.
CEO and has like a bunch of money and that's like
This is book talk you're thinking about.
yeah, it's where like you meet the powerful man and it's like that man probably has sweatshops in his basement. You don't want to date that man. You want to date the nice unemployed man outside the bar.
You do want to date the unemployed man.
You do.
And speaking of unemployment, it's time we discuss the expense report and income earnings of the year.
Womp womp.
Yay! Well, no, hold on. We didn't. Oh, we didn't do a mic clap check.
I'm sure it's fine.
Hopefully. So this is this. It's tax season. Everyone's filing their taxes. I just sent my taxes away to my tax man, who is my grandpa.
Did we get audited?
Did we get audited?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
But we gotta send this in so
To
we
our
don't get
accountant.
audited.
Yeah.
To do you
To Retzko.
do we have an accountant?
I'm sure.
I don't
we
think
can
we
find one.
we could find one. Do you know how to do it?
I did my taxes once.
What grade did you get in stats? You don't have to. You can
I don't
you
want-
can mute your mic. You can mute your mic. Hold on.
God.
Let's mute our mics.
No, because you're gonna.
No, let's mute our mics quickly. Yeah, so that's not a bad grade, but I think we're gonna look for a different accountant. That was pretty. No, that's a good grade. That's a good grade. But I think we're gonna look for a different accountant.
Okay.
Um,
I got an A+ in family finance. If that counts for anything.
we're not a family.
Okay.
We're a business.
Okay.
Business.
We're
Remember that
business
video of
partners,
Tough
and that's
Enough?
that.
Do you ever read that video of Tough Enough I showed you where Triple H is like, I'd do anything for this business. What's your dog doing? Don't know. What's your husband doing? Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know. You like Goldberg? Fuck Goldberg. Take a bump. You feeling tired? Who cares?
Ooh, that's a good angle.
Remember he's like, feeling tired? Who cares?
I should say that to my clients at the hospital. I should say, "Where's your kids? Don't know.
Where's your dog?
Where's your wife?
What's your dog doing?
Don't know.
Don't know.
What's your blood pressure? Don't know."
You're at the hospital 365 days a year with your addiction. You're addicted to Ozempic. You're in here every day on trying to ask for more Ozempic.
Ugh, there are a lot of people with addictions.
What's your dog doing? Don't know.
At hospital who
Think
stay there
about-
for like
feeling
months
tired?
and months.
Who cares? You should go to your clients and be like, so how are we feeling? And they're like, not too good. You're like, who cares?
Didn't ask.
I don't care. I'm at this hospital 270 days a year. I'm on the road.
I asked, but I don't care.
What's my mom doing? Don't know. What's my dog doing? Don't know. What's my stepdad doing? Don't know, but it's probably annoying. So here's our expense report.
Yeah, I think we've talked about the expense report for.
Here's the expense report.
44 minutes
I'm gonna let
now.
you read it out.
Okay.
So you got to make sure you get these numbers right.
Should I start with
Yeah,
this?
well, you want to look at the camera. No, you don't want to start with that. You want to start with the expenses. So
Okay.
you don't want to look at the mic, your camera when you do it, because you want to make. So I'll let the camera focus on you.
Why don't you like?
Well, no, because I don't want the camera to move.
Okay, so this expense report is for the 2024/25
This is the 2024 fiscal.
business.
This is the 2024
Yeah.
2025 fiscal year.
So this is everything since episode 1, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And before episode 1, actually.
So we've got under expenses. These are the following purchases that we have completed. First, we have ×2 mic arms, which are at $101 each.
Actually, that's equals
Oh,
$101.
okay, my bad.
Yeah. That could be confusing
Those
later
come
on.
to 101. We've got 2 mics, which are 202. We've got a camera for another 800.
It's a Canon EOS.
15
Canon. It's an EOS Canon digital lens.
Yes. Then we've got paper ×15, coming up to a total of 254. Coffee
That's 15 pieces of paper, because some episodes I don't print out the advice questions, but when I do, that costs money. That's cardstock. That's expensive. I print with good paper. I don't use loose leaf. I don't happen.
I think we might need to. How do you know this is correct?
Which one?
Well, we've got coffee ×27 here, coming to a total of $81.
That's estimated at $3 a drink.
You think we've had 27 coffees on this show?
I've had 27 coffees
for this show.
before the show aired.
Okay, sure. So $81 of coffee. We've got $50 of legal disputes.
That one I can explain. That one came out. Part of it came out of War and Also Peace. There was some inflammatory statements we shouldn't have made on live audio.
Yeah.
Just so that one I had to send a few. I had to buy a few gifts. It was nothing big deal. And then the other one, I had to buy the licensing rights for Mommy and Daddy during the Intergalactic Wrestling episode, because I technically do not own the legal rights to Mommy and Daddy, so I did have to buy them for
Pretty
about
pricey, right?
about $10. Well, about $10.
Well, that's pretty pricey for Mom and Daddy.
That's considering I made them.
Yeah. So
So
moving
we actually
on.
we don't own that, so don't tell people that we
It's kind
do.
of a rental situation.
It's not. We don't even own the rights anymore. I cannot monetize that episode. I can't monetize any of the episodes. But if I could, that one especially, I couldn't,
Why can't you?
because I don't own Mommy and Daddy.
Oh,
I just said.
right.
I also don't own WWE. But that's
true.
different.
So moving on from legal disputes, we've got 50 cents of printer ink.
Yeah. So that one doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because printer ink is more expensive than paper. But that's
He
what.
insists on printing these out.
Yeah,
and
I print them out consistently.
I don't know why. I think it would be easier if you just had a digital.
It's not free. It's not the ink's not free.
It's not free. Nothing's free in this world.
So that's probably roughly 100 milliliters of ink.
I'm a little confused about this next one. It says under lost revenue, $5,450.08.
80 cents.
80 cents.
80 cents. So,
Am I
yeah.
explaining that one?
Yeah, so that would come out of unemployment. So I've been taking some severe pay cuts to do the show. And so basically I thought,
That's how much he loves his fans.
That's how much I thought, how much money could I make in a 6-month period? And I thought, well, probably about 5,000.
That's pretty conservative.
Yeah, well, you know what?
And I think it's been longer than 5 months. I think we've been doing this show since last spring.
there's 54 months in a year, right? So you divide that by 2, that's like
Has it
20.
been a year? Have we been doing this show for a year now?
No, man, we only have 27 episodes
Yeah, but we do it like every...
week, right?
Yeah.
And how many weeks are there in a year?
54.
Okay, and if we've done 27 episodes,
Half a year.
half a year.
Mm.
So that's about half a year of work that I didn't get because of the show, really.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a big one right there.
Yeah. Well, that's just a commitment about how much you love your fans.
Yep. And then so keep going.
All right, next one we've got ×3 sodas for
Mhm.
$6.
Yes, so we had to use roughly 3 cans of soda for the Soda Experiments episode, and that
Yeah, I
wasn't
was-
free.
I was kind of telling him like I don't know if we should.
I don't know if we can
it's in
afford
the
this.
books.
I don't know.
And then there was also the Santa hats.
There was the Santa hat. Well, I only included my Santa hat because I think you already owned one.
No, I was wearing an elf hat.
Well, we're probably gonna have to take another. Well, it's not.
We were both elves.
Okay.
I mean-
I'm gonna have to think about. Well, you were an elf. I was Santa's son.
Yeah.
Was the gimmick. So we're gonna have to. Don't worry about that. Just keep going,
beer times 2 beers
Yep.
for.
What does that come out to?
Oh fuck! We also have these today.
I included that one.
Oh, you did.
I included that one. I consider that one. That one I don't think is a legal write-off because you didn't show it on screen in the first half hour.
Okay.
So that one's not. We can't legally write that
I think
one off.
I did. I've been drinking this.
I've already
since the
I've already submitted this to the
beginning. To the accounting.
to our guy who is my grandpa.
My guy.
Well, my grandpa does my taxes, so he's gonna
That
do the
guy.
show's taxes. But I'm gonna have to. I also have to include how much I'm paying him for this.
Yeah, and you sent it to him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to.
Is he going to balance the books for us?
Well, you know
the
what?
tax
It's gonna be
return.
pretty easy to balance this one.
Yeah.
So just keep going.
Okay, so we've got a piano.
Yes. Yes. So there, I do have a Casio piano. I have a Casio keyboard.
Which was used
Some of these are jokes, but I do actually have a Casio keyboard that we use for the intro and for the lie detector episode. There is a Casio keyboard in my room, so keep going.
WWE 2K24 $0.
That one was included on PS Plus, so we can write that one off for $0.
Okay. $15 of gas.
Yep. So we did. There were a few episodes where we had to idle because it was too cold outside to not have the car off.
I think it was just the one with our guest.
Well, even then, he was pretty cold, and I was pretty cold too.
Because like War and Peace and the other one where we were in the car was in fall, so it was still
Yeah.
still nice out.
So then, how much? What does that come out to?
Grand total of expenses comes to $6,968.84.
And where the hell is that coming out of?
Your pocket.
Well, you could sort of look at the earnings there.
Well, yeah, we got under income earnings.
And then what's
Zero.
the total value of the income?
0. I mean, there's nothing there. It just says 0 under total.
It doesn't even have. They didn't even write like NA.
I think they're too embarrassed to write something.
Okay.
So this is why we're announcing a GoFundMe.
So well, not yet.
Buy me a coffee.
Not yet. But if we do,
Buy me a beer so I can
If
jerk
we
myself
do-
to sleep.
if we do announce a GoFundMe, now it makes a lot of sense why. Right now, it makes a
He's-
lot of sense why.
This guy has sacrificed a lot for you guys.
a lot,
And
a
it's
lot,
actually
a lot.
kind of selfish to not buy him a beer.
I have
to go to
actually
sleep.
sacrificed. I've sacrificed $600,984.84 or however many 84 cents.
He can quantify his love for you guys.
I can quantify my love, and my love is just under $7,000.
And if you love him back, you gotta make up that
That's a
fund.
year of a master's program.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a year of a master's program. I could have had my master's, but
Oh,
I chose
fuck.
to do this show.
I just realized I have to pay that for masters.
The government will pay it. You'll get welfares.
Yeah, I
So
thought I was done though.
yeah, well, shit. You know what? I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I actually did have to pay back an additional $4,000 in student loans that I didn't realize I owed.
Yeah, but they gave you that loan. It's not like it came out of your pocket.
Yeah, but I thought I got to keep it.
Ain't nothing in this world for free.
I got bills to pay. Borderlands.
Yep.
Borderlands 1.
You know what else is in Borderlands 2? Robot 1, Enemy 0.
Enemy 0.
Holy fuck, Kate. We
Enemy
played through all
0.
of Borderlands 2 for some reason.
Because we were bored. We had nothing to do.
Yeah, and it was an experience. My character was like the robot girl,
The Necromancer, you were Gage.
and she says so much fucking
They all, yeah.
the yap.
They
Oh my,
talk.
Claptrap actually pushed me to the verge of suicide. Like I couldn't.
And you were being a loot goblin, too.
And yep.
You were being a loot goblin, too.
Well, because you were like 5 levels ahead of me
No,
at
I
all
wasn't.
times.
We were the same level.
You were kill stealing.
We were the same level.
You were
You
taking...
share XP.
I couldn't find a good
You
assault rifle.
fucking share XP in
The whole
that game. You share XP in that game.
I didn't understand how the
I don't
leveling worked.
I don't understand how sharing XP
I
works.
didn't.
You share XP. What's confusing about that?
Not the sharing XP, like the leveling up.
What, you don't know how levels
abilities.
work?
Because I was just initially asking you,
Yeah, but I said I can't.
and by the time
When we started playing, I said I will not explain how the guns or the leveling work. So you need to read the tutorials the game gives you, and then you didn't.
because you didn't give me time.
I gave you so much time. I gave you. Oh, I had so
Whenever
much. I had so much time for you. I was filled with time for you. Oh, I had so much time for you.
whenever I tried to read something, you're like, oh, let's go. Fuck.
You're being way too loud. You're gonna have
Because
to.
that's what you did.
You're peeking the mic.
I'm just saying.
I know.
You can't get
I
mad
know.
at me for.
I can get mad. It just might not be fair.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Borderlands 2 does suck fucking balls. It is a terrible game. It is. It does suck.
Handsome Jack.
It's fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did we have
kinda.
fun playing?
Yeah. Yeah, fun. I also have played Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. And we haven't done the housekeeping thing in like 6 episodes. I totally forgot that we did that.
What is there to say?
Well, I played Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. I had a job interview that I got escorted out of. I have a job interview in like 3 days.
Did the interviewee?
He
like,
walked me.
escort
He
you
said,
out?
we cannot continue the job interview. And then he walked me to the door.
Did he say it was because of the car thing?
He said, yeah. I said, he's like, are you planning on? So this is the question he asked. He said, do you have a personal vehicle? I said, no. And he looked at me like this. He's like, we can't continue the job. Are you going to buy a personal vehicle? And I went, well, I mean, it's not like a major. It's like And he's like, so we can't continue the job interview. And then he walked me to the door, and I left.
I was curious he didn't tell you that, like, oh, I'm sorry, but
I
like,
emailed.
yeah.
I emailed him to say I emailed. He's like, here, send me all the C references. I sent it in, and I said, by the way, just as a preliminary question, does this position require a personal vehicle? And he did not respond to me. This is the
Well, it's the city of Winnipeg.
Yep. And
Enough
you know
said.
what? If he ever sees this episode, you recognize this face. I sent you an email. He'll
Yeah.
know who I am. I'm not gonna say his name, but I do know his name.
Job applications.
Interviews.
HR is such a bullshit profession.
It's a fake job. Fake job.
You post an application that has been in existence since like the 1980s.
You post a resume. You post an application, an
And
opening for a job
yeah.
that you're gonna fill with your cousin.
Yeah, and it's super outdated, and half the things that you require
You
on
don't
it,
need them.
you don't actually need.
It's like this is an entry level position. You must have a bachelor's degree and 4 years experience.
Yeah.
Are you on crack? And then you're gonna hire your brother.
Like every time I bring that up with in an interview, like, oh, I was under the impression that I needed this, and they're like, oh yeah, I think that's just a little outdated or something. It's like, then do your fucking job and clean up the damn application. Like, is it that hard?
And stop hiring.
so
Stop doing inside
inconsiderate.
hires if you're gonna post the application online. Stop it.
It's very, very inconsiderate to the applications because people don't realize how much time and effort goes into applying to these things. Like, I think you should be paid for it.
I wish you could just. I love being unemployed is so choice too.
Mm-hmm.
It's so tough to take me away from this life.
Yeah.
Just sitting around drinking Modelo's.
Being unemployed would be awesome. If you had
You
UBI,
are on a well. We
uh,
don't have to expose anything, but
I'll tell them.
technically you're an intern. You have an internship.
I'm an intern right now, but I'm also
You have an internship.
a casual employee who's not employed right now. 'cause I
That's
have no
not what a
work for me.
casual employee is.
I'm classified as a casual employee.
At the
'Cause
at
I
the
pick up
biz?
shift, or I'm talking about student accessibility.
Oh,
But I'm also technically casual at the biz.
yeah, well,
'Cause
yeah, but you're not.
At both places,
I mean, if
pick
you're not
up
getting
work.
shifts, you're not getting shifts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
They've offered me shifts at the biz.
Technically,
the
this is
past
a
month.
job.
Yeah, I just say no because I don't have time.
Technically, I'm employed.
Technically no, because you don't get money from this.
If I started an LL, when do I have to register Advice for Buffoons as an LLC?
What's that?
It's like a company. Do you think if once I start making money, do you think is it like once you make over $1,000 you have to register it as a company? At some point, I will when we register Advice for Buffoons, which will happen one day. It will be registered under Helpful Fella Productions LLC.
Yeah.
That will be the company.
So we're at 59 minutes and 45
Oh, I didn't know you were on. I
seconds.
didn't know you were on a time limit.
Well,
I didn't know you were on a
thought-
time limit, brother.
I was under the impression you like to keep it under an hour.
I like
So-
to keep it over 50.
Another Bardo classic.